Hello and welcome back to David's Closet. On this channel, we talk about handbags, accessories, small leather goods, all of those fun things from the male point of view. So if that's something that's interesting to you, please subscribe to my channel. As you guys are aware, I'm trying to grow this channel, so I would really appreciate the subscribe. If you like to watch my videos and you're here and you don't yet subscribe, please click that button. Clicking that button costs absolutely nothing. It's free, but it's a great way to show support for me, so I would really appreciate that. Today's video is another cooking video that I'm really excited to do. This is a brand new recipe that I've never done before. I saw it on TikTok, so let's see if it's any good. For this recipe, I have an 8-ounce block of cream cheese. Now, I love generic things. I love saving money where I can, but something I can't save money on is cream cheese. Nothing melts and is as creamy as Philadelphia, in my opinion. So this is one name brand item I will not sacrifice. Unless I go somewhere and they don't have it, then I have to. But I have an 8-ounce block of that. Just some sprinkles. I have a block of almond bark and a box of birthday cake Oreos. And this is the family size, so about 1 pound. The recipe I saw on TikTok used these specific Oreos, and these are my favorite Oreos, so it's a win. But you can make this really with any kind of Oreo and probably any kind of packaged cookie. So the first thing you're going to do in the bigger bowl, and this bowl's probably too big if I'm being honest, gonna get my cream cheese in there. And this has been setting out for a couple of hours. My stove was on. I am currently cooking for my Friendsgiving-ness tomorrow. My group of friends, we have Friendsgiving plus Christmas combined. You'll see back there, I made apple crisp, which is the same recipe as my apple pie recipe. I just added a few handfuls of oats to the topping because I didn't want to deal with a crust. And homemade cranberry sauce, and then I store-bought dinner rolls. Here is the softened cream cheese. And you may hear a meow occasionally. Miss Diva was being naughty. And getting into things she shouldn't be. So she is currently in her apartment. And the door to that apartment is not far from me. So she's going to start demanding things. But she can demand when she's a better kitty. I'm kidding. I love that cat. But she is locked away in her room. So you may hear her meowing. I promise she's not in pain. Because granted, these bowls are very loud. I'm just going to put down a towel. And I'm just making sure my cream cheese is nice and soft. Okay, so I did 2 intervals of 5 seconds for a total of 10. And now I feel like it's definitely more pliable and where I want it to be. Which this step is both exciting and sad. Because I love these Oreos, so I hate squashing them, but it's part of the recipe. So if you have a food processor, the recipe actually calls for you to do this in a food processor. I have one, but it's very small, and it would take me about 12 tries to get all of these squashed. So I'm going to try to do it this way so I don't have to clean that thing. While talking about brands and things, if I was making this just with regular flavor Oreos, I would be using a generic Oreo. So it's not quite like coarse crumb, but it's close. I don't know if that's going to cause any issues or if it's going to be, bad. I don't see how it could be, but we will see. Oh, Diva. Honey, you're bad to the bone. That's what we tell her when she's naughty. So I'm just blending that super soft cream cheese in with the Oreos. And here's kind of what it's looking like. It looks good. It smells delicious. I love that birthday cake cream filling. So in my eyes, there's no way these can be bad because that filling is so delicious. And basically what I'm doing is I'm trying to look for glops of the cream cheese, and I'm kind of using my spatula and pressing into it when I see a glob of it to make sure it blends nicely. with the Oreo and the cream filling from the Oreo. Okay, I think that it's blended well. Here's what it looks like. Okay, I've washed my hands and I have my favorite small ice cream scoop here. Gonna move some of this stuff out of the way. And then down here, I just have wax paper, waxy side up, ready to go. And I'm gonna go in, get a scoopful, and just kind of help form it and set it aside. Okay, so what I've done is transferred them all onto wax paper, just on a little tray, and I'm going to pop this in the freezer for about 10 minutes. So now we're going to melt the candy coating that's going to go around these lovely truffles. So I just buy store brand vanilla almond bark. I'm just using a paper plate. I've done enough dishes today. And I'm just going to lop off a good section of it here. Start with half. What I'm doing is just chopping each square in half. Is kind of my goal. And I like to use these cheap paper plates because they turn into a cone. So you can put them right into the bowl. And I'm going to do this in like 30 to 40 second increments in the microwave. And I will be back when it's done. Okay, so I did it for 30 seconds the first 2 rounds. And once it started to really soften, I did 10 or 15 second increments. And now it is perfect. You don't want to burn almond bark. I've done that before and it just doesn't work then. So I'm just stirring it to kind of cool it a little bit. And then just make sure there's no lumps. Perfect. They're not frozen, but the outside is just starting to get hard, which should be perfect. And we're just going to start here by lifting it off, dunking it. And this is like the worst part because I'm not good at this. Like I'm not patient enough for this part. So you kind of dunk it and then just kind of smack it. And then okay, so I've re-melted some more almond bark. When there's already melted almond bark in the bowl, you have to be much slower and lower. So I just did about probably a total of 45 to 50 seconds. There's still a couple of clumps, so I'm just stirring, and as I'm stirring, what's already in there is going to melt that clump. Here they are, all done. They set before I had a chance to sprinkle them, and I was getting flustered because I hate almond bark. I mean, I love it, but I hate working with it. So here they are. They're not pretty, but they are going to be delicious. I roughly just counted them. I think you get about 30, so not too bad. I'm going to get better at dipping them, but I'm really excited. I put them in the fridge for a few minutes, and they are all ready to go tomorrow. There's one that's really ugly that I'm going to try. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. With how good these are and how rich they are, you could cut the size in half for each and get double. Mm. Well, that's all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. Comment below what you think. If you have any tips or tricks, I'd love to hear them. And we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.